We will start with a press conference with the winning team, Texas. They will go first. The non-advancing team, Drexel, will follow. And the press conference protocol, just so you know, today here from Austin will be the 2-minute opening statement from Coach. Then it'll be followed by interviews with the student athletes for 8 minutes. And then the coach's remarks for 10 minutes after that. The locker room, as soon as they come down here and get to the dais, the Texas locker room will be open for 30 minutes. Again, a reminder, if you're sitting here as a member of the media, there will be no live filming here, sitting here in the media room. If you do wish to capture video of the press conference, Jason back here from Hammond Communications will set you up to receive the feed. So no live videos here at any press conference at the NCAA tournament. Thank you very much. Officially welcome our friends who are joining us as well for this NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship first-round post-game press conference featuring the winning team, the University of Texas. We will hear from Coach Schaefer and the student athletes, as you can see, who are going to be joining us here. For the interviews will be graduate guard Shaylee Gonzalez, freshman guard Madison Booker, senior forward Deanna Gaston. And again, Texas is now 31-4 and will advance to Sunday's second-round game to face the winner of the Alabama-Florida State game, which begins in about 20 minutes. I have a few notes here for you folks here in concerning Texas records. Madison Booker, her 14 assists today were the most for any Texas player ever in an NCAA tournament game. I'm asking Jeremy right now, who held the other record. He'll get that from me, and I'll share that with you. She is now number 2 in all-time Texas freshman assists as well. Rory Harmon, as you can imagine, holds that record with 180, and Booker is now second in all-time freshman assists. Does everybody have a stat sheet from the game? If not, could you go out there? 1 second. I'm looking for the people who are supposed to distribute stats. 1 moment. Zoom, thank you very much for participating. Please make sure to check your settings and be sure that you are identified by name and affiliation. You will be only called on if you are properly identified. If you do wish to ask a question and you are remote, please use the raised hand function, and you will be called on during the press conference. For those folks who are here in the room, I would ask that you please state your name and your affiliation prior to answering your question, and hold on to the microphone if you have a follow-up question, please. Again, Coach Schaefer and any coach will make an opening statement, and then we'll turn to questions only for the student athletes. Once we're finished with those questions, they will be dismissed, and then you can direct your questions to the head coach who will be up here. Thank you. come on in. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. Do we need to move them?
Congratulations,
No, we're
Coach.
good.
Oh, congratulations. All right, folks, we want to welcome everyone to our post-game first-round press conference with the University of Texas. First of all, congratulations on the victory. And Texas will advance to Sunday's second round with a 31-4 record. As we mentioned, Coach, we would like to open up with a statement from you, and then we'll take questions from the student-athletes. And the student-athletes that are here with us, as you can see, we have freshman guard Madison Booker, senior forward Deanna Gaston, graduate guard Shaylee Gonzalez. Coach?
Yes, ma'am. 1 second, Barb.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second.
All right.
Okay. Well, first, I just want to congratulate Drexel. I thought those kids really played hard tonight. They came out with a lot of energy and focus, and they obviously have had a great year, won 7 in a row. Coach has done a great job with them, and I thought they were really good tonight. Really for 3 quarters. We had a really good third quarter, and that's probably kind of the difference in the game, to be honest with you. Booker having 14 assists. Is that what that says? I can't see with my eyes.
14, yes.
Yeah. I mean, again, really unselfish, and it speaks volumes about the kid, who she is, how she sees the floor. Maybe not her best night shooting the ball, but she hadn't had a night like that in all season. And yet she still finds a way to help us win. And that's what an All-American does. And Gaston, you guys don't even know this. She can't even be at shoot-around today. She's sick. Got sick last night in the hotel, and she doesn't come to shoot-around. She wasn't going to play. And I went in and saw her, and just she doesn't have any fever or anything. She just felt really lousy. And she ends up getting up off the deck and playing really, really well. I'm really proud of her for gutting it out tonight. Played 17 minutes and had 10 rebounds and 11 points. So she has a double-double, and there was a time today when she wasn't even going to play. So I'm glad she played. And obviously Shaylee shot it really well. She got hot, and we ran some good stuff. We set some good screens for her, and she really did a nice job. I thought she did a good job defensively. She has 3 steals, and we had 12 for the game, and so again, we'll take it. I thought we had a lot of rust. It's been almost 2 weeks. I don't like that, but it's how it is in these conference tournaments, and the league we're going to is the same way. You end on a Sunday, and you don't play till the following 2 weeks from either Friday or Saturday. So I thought we had a lot of rust tonight to start, and but second quarter was a little better than the first, and then the third quarter was really, really good. So again, want to thank our fans. We had 7,400 plus tonight, and made for an unbelievable atmosphere for both teams. A great experience for both Drexel and us, and I just want to say thank you to them, and again, thanks to Coach Huff for his generosity in providing the tickets for the students. What an incredible gesture on his part, and so.
Thank you, Coach. And as you had mentioned, Madison's assists, that 14 assists are the most any, and we mentioned this to the media, the most any by a Texas player in an NCAA tournament game.
That's pretty good. They've had some pretty good players here over the years from what I know.
I would agree with you, Coach.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to take questions for our student-athletes. If you're joining us remotely, thank you. Remember, if you want to ask a question to the student-athletes at Texas, please, or Coach Schaefer, who will go after the players, please use the raised hand function, and you will be called on. Our first question is going to come from Austin American statesman Danny Davis. Danny.
Deanna, can you kind of take us through your day, and why did you decide to play instead of just kind of taking the day off?
Yeah, I wasn't
feeling good at all today. Yesterday night, I didn't get any rest at all, probably at least like 2 hours of sleep. And so I woke up pretty bad. And today I didn't do any shoot around. I just kind of rested. Also didn't really warm up a lot. And Coach came in here and just kind of told me if you wanted to take this opportunity, then you need to take it instead of, not playing. But so I just kind of thought about it, and I was like, maybe I should gut it out a little bit, and I did. So.
All right, our next question is going to be with Mark Rosner, Austin American Statesman. Yeah, please wait for the mic.
Shaylee, all that work inside that Deanna and the others did, is that partly at least what enabled you to get open in that third quarter for all those three shots?
Yeah, I mean, I was wide open. They didn't guard the wing very well, but obviously when we pass it inside, they collapse and double on their post players, and then the guards are open on the outside.
Please identify yourself.
Oh,
ask your
John Hyde,
question.
Fox 7 here in Austin. Shaylee, what was kind of going through your mind in that quarter? Because I think you had like 15 points.
The first quarter, I wasn't shooting very well, and then the second quarter, I just had a different mentality. Just told myself to keep shooting it and letting it fly.
Chip Brown with Horns247.com. Madison, just talk about how you were able to, make things happen. If even as Coach said, if the shot's not going down, the 14 assists, which is a record.
I mean, yeah. As you can see, my shot wasn't falling. I was 4 for 11 today. Yeah. So I mean, just next thing was get my teammates involved. Do something else other than try to find my shot. Really, just not looking for them, and just like putting them in places so they can score and we can all just look good.
Caleb Young, Austin
American. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Caleb Young, Austin American Statesman. Madison, you look really happy in the third quarter, feeding Shaylee, seeing her get hot. Do you enjoy playmaking or scoring more?
I think I like the assist better than me scoring. It brings me so much joy just to see Shaylee, for one, just get confidence like that, and really just keep shooting and keep finding her shot. And when she does that and she's on fire, I'm gonna give her the ball every time and smile at her when she make it. So, like I said, I really have to pass more than to score.
Danielle Lerner, Houston Chronicle. Shaylee, when you first got here last season, how was it adjusting to Coach Schaefer's style of defense? How different was that from the system that you were in at BYU?
A lot different. Coming from the WCC to the Big 12 is a lot different, and for playing for Vic Schaefer. But it's just been a blessing and an honor to be here. Getting better as a player. Working on my defense, which is what Texas is all about. Just makes me a better player, and I'm super grateful for that.
Next question will come from Kirk Bowles, Austin American Statesman.
Yeah, Shaylee, did it feel a little bit like old times at BYU when you lit it up consistently?
It did, yes, it did.
And how does this role satisfy you with what you're having to play this year, last year?
I mean, obviously, I've had to find my role in different ways, and all I want to do is, to keep winning as a team. That's all I care about. As long as we keep winning, that's what we want to do. And obviously, our goal is to get to the Final Four and, play for that national championship. So, yeah.
Corey Mose, KVU News. Madison, throughout the game today, it felt like an open gym at times, going up and down the court. As a playmaker, how fun is that to be able to move the rock fast and going up and down like that?
Oh, really? I mean, just enjoying finding my teammates open, just enjoying basically just transition. I mean, second half we scored a lot of points third quarter. So I think that was when it started looking like very fun out there. We were getting stops and then going down for transition offense, or finally Shaylee in the corner, or finally like a posting up, or finally Shay Holly like on the other side. So I mean, it's fun just passing the ball. So I mean, it was very much enjoyment out there with my teammates.
Tyler Feldman, KVU Sports. Shaylee, I'm curious, your head coach going with the bold burnt orange pants fit today. If you had any thoughts on the
10 out of 10. And you should see his socks.
She's really critical of my attire, just so you know. So if she says that, I'm good.
Hey, I'm hard on him like he's hard on me.
Are we going to get to see socks? We're kind of blocked here.
Yeah,
I'm not asking you to stretch above the table.
We will after the press conference.
Thanks, Bart.
All right, as the microphone is passed around, we're going to go to a question from someone who is joining us via Zoom. Please identify yourself and your affiliation, please. David Melandra. Go ahead, David.
David Melandra from Sports Talk Philadelphia. Question for the players. Did Drexel show anything that surprised you at all, especially at the rate how you guys were scoring against them?
What surprised me, I would say, would probably be number 15 shooting that logo three-pointer. She shot that twice, and I was guarding her the first time, and I didn't expect that. So I'd say that was a surprise.
I also agree with her. I was guarding her I think that was third, maybe fourth quarter, and she shot it from deep, and I was very surprised about that also.
All right, we have time for a few more questions. Make sure you state your name and affiliation, please.
Manny Ramirez for the Daily Texan. Shaylee, I wanted to ask you, how important is it to take this tournament just one game at a time and not try to look, too far ahead down the line?
Yeah, I mean, as the number 1 seed, we have a lot of targets on our back. So, it's up for anyone to come after us. And we knew that, they were going to prepare super well for us, and we were also going to prepare for them. So, just watching a lot of film. We came in last night to watch film. And so just being, mentally and physically prepared for that and just taking it game by game.
Robert Gonsolin, TSTV Sports. Shaylee, tonight was a night where not only did you score a lot of members of the team scored, but one of those players was not Shay Holly. Can you talk about her importance to this team and how much y'all still rely on her and need her, and like y'all's trust y'all have in her, and what does she bring to the team even when she's not necessarily putting the ball in the basket?
Yeah, I mean, Shay's one of our best defenders. We always put her on one of, the best players on the other team. And she's just really solid. She had 7 rebounds, 3 steals, and 4 blocks. So even if she doesn't score, she's still doing things outside of scoring, which helps our team a lot.
Christina Huang, Houston Chronicle. Shaylee, what do you think are the most important factors to being a good three-point shooter?
I would say just being confident in yourself and then always putting in extra work outside of practice and what you do with the team. Shay and I always shoot like 30, 40 minutes before practice just to get a lot of shots up, so shooting extra.
Danny Davis, Austin American Statesman. Shaylee or Madison, what have your teammates, Deanna tonight, Amo at the Big 12 Championship game, I think Shay was sick the day before, what are they kind of showing you in those games, gutting it out and still playing 30, 40 minutes in those games when they're sick?
I mean, they show me a lot of heart. I mean, just feeling that way and still wanting to play, like, for us, with us. It just shows just a commitment that we all have to, like, basically, like, our end goal. And it just shows, like, basically our character, their character. Like, they want to win. They want to be on the court with us, helping us. So, I mean, it's just showing basically like their commitment to the team.
Yeah, I mean, we had people sick, we got girls having injuries, and they're just playing through it. So I think that shows, like Maddie said, character and heart, which I feel like makes our team really good, that we all want to play, we all know our role, and we know what it takes to win. And that's what makes us a really good team.
We have time for one more question, and just identify yourself, please.
Jamie Tanguma, TSTV Sports. Deonna, you led the team in rebounding, and I thought that you were pretty physical in the paint. I was just wondering how you maintain that level of aggressiveness when you're feeling under the weather.
Well, in practice, we have practice guys, and they're pretty strong. And so I'm always battling with them in practice every day. And so it's basically just like clockwork. So it's like I have to be aggressive all the time. So from taking it from practice to the game, it's easier to maintain that.
I want to thank our players for joining us today. Congratulations, ladies. Best of luck in the second round, and we'll continue with questions for Coach in a moment. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See y'all later. Good job.
All right, we're going to start with our questions. The first question will go to Danny Davis from the Austin American-Statesman for Coach. The second question will go to Kirk Bowles of the Austin American-Statesman. Danny?
Vic, do you need to quarantine your players or something at this point with all these sickness going on? And what did you overall thoughts on Deion? I know you touched on it on the opening statement.
Yeah, I mean, it's, we had the issue at the Big 12 tournament, and that was kind of a stomach bug deal. Deion came out of left field. I knew something was wrong when I got off the elevator this morning, and there's my trainer standing there on the 4th floor. That's not her floor. So I knew something was up, and she said that Dee didn't feel good, started feeling bad last night. And so, she had to go see the doctor this morning, and it was during our shoot-around. And so she actually fell asleep in the training room, And when she came back, I just told her stay away. And Doc said she's no fever, she's not contagious, she doesn't, but she's got some things going on. And so I go in. She came out. I don't know if you noticed, she was out there an hour and a half before the game with Wiz getting shots, and she really was struggling. And Doc encouraged her to do that. He said, you need to get out there and get some shots and see how you're going to feel after that. And she didn't feel good. So she went back in the training room here and was laying down, and all I did was walked in and checked on her, and she was laying down with a towel over her head. I said, Dee, what do you think? She goes, she looked bad. I'll be honest with you. She didn't look very good. And, all my conversation with her is, Dee, I know you don't feel good, but you don't have a fever and you're not contagious. I said, it's the NCAA tournament. You only have so many of these in your career. And, but hey, I'm with that, whatever you want to do, I'm good. But just, and so she kind of sat up and she goes, yeah, let me see if I can go out and warm up a little bit. So I give that kid a lot of credit. I really didn't expect her to play. She looked bad, and I know she felt bad. And so I'm proud of her because she ends up with a double-double, Danny. And, she'll look back on this somewhere down the line in her career or at work in the real world and realize, hey, I'm okay. Everybody can't work on their best days, right? We can't. If all we do is go to work on the days we feel great, we probably have a hard time keeping a job. So I'm proud of her. I really am. I wouldn't say Deanna would have done that 2 or 3 years ago.
You have to turn it on.
Better?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Two-pronged, Vic, the intent for the full-court press, why you chose that strategy. And Shaylee looked like somebody who could average 25 a game. Why have you been holding her back so long?
Yeah. Well, it's just she really looked good tonight. She shot it really well, 8 for 11, 5 out of 6 from 3. And she had 3 steals, 2 assists, and didn't have a turnover. That's a pretty good stat line for a 2-guard. We need her to score like that. Her and Shay both are, Shay fills up a stat sheet in a whole different way tonight and helps us win. 7 rebounds, 3 steals, 4 blocks. She leads us in block shots. Those two have helped us win a lot of games, Kurt. And in a lot of different ways. And you just got to love both of them, how hard they played. Somebody asked Shaylee about her defense. That kid's really good defensively. Like, she's smart. And I wasn't real pleased with our team early on defensively, but I thought they picked it up as the game went on. But, Shaylee, both those kids played really well. And then what was the other part, Kurt? Oh yeah, so we wanted to I wanted to get my kids going really, and give 3 Amaris credit. Baker, the Baker kid, she really stressed us a little bit, in their press attack, and so we got something out of it early. Then I thought we gave up some stuff out of it, and again. felt like we could get out of it and guard them on the half court after that. But really just wanted to get going, wanted to get our team going.
Vic, Tyler Feldman, KVU Sports. Selection Sunday show.
Yep.
You said 6 wins. Now you're down to 5 wins. What more do you want to see out of your team as this tournament progresses?
Yeah, so, just to be completely transparent, we had 2 really good practices last week when we came back from the Big 12 tournament. I gave them Wednesday and Thursday off. Friday and Saturday was off the chart, really good. I mean, I cut them short. They were just locked in. We took Sunday off. And after the selection show, we just, I don't know, y'all. I've tried to tell them, but we just haven't had that edge. And I even told them before the game today, I kind of got on them a little bit because I wasn't impressed with our shoot around, wasn't impressed with yesterday's practice. And so, just really wanting us to get that. We've had an edge, y'all, all year. Nobody picked us to win when Rory went down. So we've been playing with this edge of trying to prove ourselves and get it done. And I just felt like we've lost that, whether it's you go through and you get the number 1 seed and now you're feeling your oats. I don't know. I don't know what that is. But I know it. I see it. And so I really I had to remind them again that we haven't done anything. We certainly earned the seeding that where we are, but now the fight is now, and we've got to keep our edge. And so, that's what I'd like to see my team have, a little more focus and a little more edge to them, because that's what it's going to take from here on out. I don't know who's going to win today, but both of them are really good. They're well coached. They got really good players. They got all conference players. Like, it's going to take a great effort on our part, and nobody's going to give it to you. And I just I don't know. I'll be honest with y'all. I was very concerned going in and even start of the game. But second quarter was a little better defensively. In the third quarter, that's us. That's what I see sometimes in practice, and I think, okay, we got a chance.
We have time for 2 more questions. Chip?
Chip Brown, horns247.com. Vic, is Aaliyah okay? Looked like she went to the locker room, came back.
Yeah, she just, Chip, it's not her surgically repaired knee. It's the other one. She's just got some tendonitis in it, and it just flares up. Sometimes it's, when she plants wrong or hard stop, it's almost, it sets her off, It's really uncomfortable. So give the kid credit. She's gutsy. She's played through it, and Doc's done some stuff with her to try to help her get better. But tonight, it really starts the third quarter, and you got to try to keep her warm too. Like, I almost have to get Peloton over there and get her in a workout, or to get her going at halftime instead of let her coming in, because once she cools off, it's hard to get back warm again.
Coach, Isel Meda with the Daily
Could you
Texan.
please identify yourself first, please?
Isel Meda with the Daily Texan. How was it like having Sarah back on the floor today?
Yeah, Sarah's she's somebody that our kids love, and she's got a lot of respect and admiration from all of them as well as myself. So it was great to get her in the game today and allow her to have some playing time. And, kid plays really hard. Like, she practices hard. We've missed her, and I'm glad she's back healthy.
Thank you so much, Coach. We'll continue our conversation with the media tomorrow. And thank you very much, and we'll see you then. Congratulations on the win.
All right. Thanks, Barb. Praise the Lord, and go Horns.
More guard Grace O'Neill as our student athletes. All right, we are happy to have Drexel up here on the dais with us. And coach and players, I just want to say congratulations on a fantastic season. And we'll handle the press conference by Coach. If you could make an opening statement, and then we'll have questions addressed to the student athletes first, and then Coach, you can finish up with your questions, okay? Thank you.
Obviously not the outcome we wanted in the game, but to play a team like Texas and play on their home court and just the environment, the experience we had today, I think that's what women's basketball is all about, and we had an opportunity to play one of the best. And I think when you're a competitor, and you start playing when you're a little girl, Maris and Grace, we talk about this, you have a dream of playing in the NCAA tournament. And we had an opportunity to do that today and play one of the best teams in the nation. So I think the challenge, obviously, you talk about coming into a game and giving your best. I can't say I could be any prouder of this group. I think they gave their best. I think I knew they would. But so many messages from people just saying how proud they are of this team, and I can't tell them. I said this before. This team made me a better coach this year in so many ways, and I thank them. We were talking about in the locker room, but grateful for the experience and just congratulations to Texas. Great team, great defensive team. We take a lot of pride in our defense, so to play another team that does that so well, and just want to wish them luck, obviously, in the next round. But back to our team, great fight, and I will take that any day. With a loss, but just very proud of this group.
Thank you so much, Coach Mallon. Now we'll have questions addressed to the student athletes, please. We'll start here. Just your name and affiliation, please, before the question.
Isel Moody, the Daily Texan. Amaris, Coach Schaefer shouted you out that you caused trouble to the Texas team. What does it mean for you to hear that from a coach like him?
It's pretty inspirational. I'm grateful just have the opportunity to play against Texas. It definitely was the competition that I love, so I'm just very grateful for the experience.
This Maria McWayne, Philadelphia Inquirer. Amaris, Grace, y'all have eligibility left. After playing on a stage like this, what does this do for you guys from a motivation standpoint coming back next year?
I think personally, it just drives me to get back to the spot. Winning the championship at the CAA was just an unbelievable experience, and the feeling was just so great. It was great to be able to compete today in such an amazing arena. So I think we're just really excited to get to work in the offseason and hopefully do it again next year.
Yes, most definitely. We worked really, really hard, every single day. So we're just going to do whatever it takes to get back to this spot again.
Next question will be from Kirk Bowles, Austin American-Statesman.
Yeah, for both of you, I'd like to ask the full court that they came out with, did that surprise y'all? How much pressure did it put on y'all? And did you feel like just sped up?
I don't think I would use the word surprise. I think our coaches prepared us really well. Nothing in this game was a surprise at all. We knew exactly how physical they were going to be. We knew how well they were going to push the ball and their pressure in the full court. So I would not say we were surprised. I think just when we got there, being able to handle it. But I actually thought we did a good job, breaking it. I think we might have had 2 or 3 turnovers in, right from them throwing the ball in bounds. I don't know exactly. But I think their pressure down on the half court was really strong too.
Definitely
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It definitely wasn't a surprise. Again, our coaches prepared us very, very well. Now we just know what we need to do to up our game.
We're going to go to a question from those who are joining us on Zoom. This question will come from David Melandra. Just announce your affiliation as well, please. Go ahead.
David Melandra from Sports Talk Philadelphia for both the players. Can you guys talk about what has this whole week been like leading into today's game? And what is the one thing you can take away from this game going into next season?
This week building up, I think our coaches did a really great job of preparing us for what we're going to see, the loudness of the arena. They were preparing us with hand signals and stuff like that. But it was just really exciting to be a part of it. We're really happy to be here. It was great to be able to fly down here. I've never been to Texas, so it was just a great experience overall.
Yeah, second off of that, this is my first experience in Texas. I'm very, very grateful and blessed. I'm I'm just very happy that we had this experience. We gave it our all, and definitely next year we're just going to do whatever it takes to get back here again.
David, do you have a follow-up question? Apparently not. Okay, we're going to go back to Kirk Bowles from the Austin American-Statesman, and then you'll be the next person. Go ahead.
To both you ladies, how difficult is it, as much size as they have down in the paint area, and then to have a girl like Shaylee popping threes from outside? Can you speak to that challenge?
I don't think we've seen that type of size. I don't think I've actually ever seen that type of size played against in my entire life. So definitely a challenge. I mean, they did a great job on the boards. They're a really physical team. So I would just say being aware. I mean, we were prepared with the scout, but they're just really physical, a tall team.
What about Shaylee?
Oh, she did a great job on the outside. I mean, I think she got a first three off in their first quarter, and it was miscommunication on our end. I mean, we knew what play it was. We just didn't call the shooter through fast enough. And then we made an adjustment in the second half. She only made 1 3 the entire first half. She was the only one who made the 3. So we decided to protect the paint and kind of opened up some shots for her, and she was able to knock them down.
Can you tell she's our business major? She's got all the numbers down.
Yeah.
I mean, most definitely going off, like, she did amazing, popping all the threes. I mean, we made the adjustment in the second half, protecting the paint, and it just allowed her to just make every single shot. So she did amazing. What was the second question?
I don't remember.
We weren't really surprised with myself. I used to grow up playing against boys, so they've always been taller, physical. But yeah, I mean, physicality, I've seen that before. I wasn't surprised by it at all. We just, fell short. Well, yeah.
Both ways.
Maria McWayne, Philadelphia Inquirer. So when they were able to cut off passing lanes to Amaris, when they were able to kind of slow her down after a pretty good first quarter, what was kind of the strategy you guys wanted to get more points up, and what were you able to take away from that experience of having your leading scorer kind of cut off that way?
Is that for me?
No, it's for
the players. Sorry.
I would say, Amaris did a great job in transition, and the first quarter, leaking out, I think we were able to hit her pretty well. I think once they started taking, passing lanes, we tried to do some backdoor plays and some curl plays that we were able to get her. I think we hit a couple. Erin Sweeney, I know we got 2 off of some pretty good cuts. So I think just capitalizing over them, overplaying.
Definitely allowed openings for the rest of my teammates. They all can shoot the ball as well. So, I mean, it's a quick adjustment. We all can shoot. We're all, shooting threats, so, yeah.
Do you have a follow-up question for the players? No? All right. Yes.
How you doing? Corey Mose, KVU Sports. Just wanted to ask y'all, I've been talking a lot about just the experience and how special this is. And so have y'all been able to, take a step back throughout the last couple of days to kind of realize where you're in, or is that now the time to do so? And just speak on just how great is this moment?
I think it's just awesome to be able to play here. I would say definitely when we showed up to the arena yesterday for practice, we were like, wow, this is, it's an amazing arena. Just really grateful to be able to play in it. And then I got a couple texts and call this morning, just wishing me good luck from some coaches and some family, and just telling me to soak it all in. So when I stepped out there today and the people started flooding in, I definitely was like, wow, this is an amazing experience. Sometimes only a once in a lifetime experience for some people. Hopefully, obviously, get back here next year and the following. That'd be great.
Yeah, Coach Amy always says to be where your feet are. So just being in the present, just enjoying this whole journey, walking into arena, a big jumbotron, and all these seats, and just the aura and atmosphere. It's definitely been awesome, an awesome experience.
Do we have any other questions for Grace or Amaris? If not, ladies, congratulations for your successes this season and for your conference championship, and best to you going forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now we'll open it up for questions for Coach Mallon, please. Kirk Bowles, Austin American-Statesman, will be asking the first question. A reminder, if you are joining us on Zoom, please use the raised hand function, and we will get to your question momentarily. Thank you. Kirk?
Amy, do they look like a 1 seed to you?
Yes. I'll definitely say that. I knew coming in. I was like, as soon as I saw that, I go, the one thing, I said this before, I've always admired Texas and their defense because I'm a defensive-oriented coach. It's one of the reasons we've had success. So, of course, when I saw that, I'm like, shoot, this is a team that, I know what we're about to face, and we're going to have to embrace it. But, you're going to be challenged because I feel like defense is truly what keeps you in games. It can the amount of possessions the team's going to have. So, I'd say that and I appreciate Coach Schaefer. We had some words and just some of the words about our team. So I really appreciate his compliments, of our group. So I take that, as a coach, just another coach telling you that means a lot because that's something I do focus on as a coach.
Did you see a weakness?
Did I see a weakness with this group? I said, I think there's a couple. I think as long as they're playing defense, I think and they rebound. I think that's how you win championships. I say that all the time. So I think if they continue to do that, they're going to be a tough team to beat.
Coach, Madison Booker for Texas.
Can you state your name, please, and affiliation?
Caleb Young, Austin American Statesman. Coach, Madison Booker had 14 assists for Texas. Would you believe me if I told you that she never played point guard in high school? And what does that say about her vision?
I obviously got to watch film on Madison and just you saw what she was capable of doing, and I think she really did a great job distributing the ball. But, I think when you have a player who is as talented as they are, I say one of the things when you see a great player, they're able to do a little bit of everything. And I think she showed that piece of her game as a facilitator on the team because she's someone people have to guard and they have to really zone in on. So that's just allowing her to even help her team continue to be successful. She's doing that as well. So I would say no, but, the way she played and what film I saw in her, I knew she was capable of doing a lot of things.
We're going to go to a question from our Zoom media participants. David Melandra. Go ahead, David.
Hey, Coach. Two-part question for you. One, what was the message you gave to your players following the game?
I think the one thing you always talk about is, you thank your seniors, you thank the people that were leading you throughout the season. And, this team, and I said this before, we were in a spot, we were 12-14, and one of the things, we had a rocky road getting there, and then we won the 7 games straight. And that's all leadership to me because they very easily could have just said, hey, you know what, this is who we are. But they believed in what they fought us a little bit, but they believed in what we were about. So I think that's the first thing. We always talk about showing gratitude and how that can really, it doesn't always change the circumstance, but it can change your mindset with how you approach things. So we want our student athletes to have an experience at Drexel that takes them beyond the court. And I think thanking them is the first thing you can do for everything they did for the program. And I think the next thing is just, reminding them that we made our Drexel community, our administration, the city of Philadelphia is so proud. The amount of messages we received throughout our time from Sunday to here, I couldn't even tell them enough how proud I am of them, and I think that's really important they know that. We'll have a chance to celebrate, we know that, but I think just to be able to tell them that, and we counted on each other, and we believed in each other, and that can go a long way in life. So just to remind them that this experience, yes, soak it all in. As Grace said, I love that she said that because, you don't say that and say you don't want to win. I don't want to say that because I'm as competitive as anybody, but just understand that, in the end, not every team's going to end up with a win. But I think to me, I have a lot of winners on my team, so I'm just really proud of what they did this year.
David, do you have a follow-up question?
Final one for me is, second year in a row, there's only been one team from Philadelphia to make the NCAA tournament. Do you feel like there was a little more pressure on you guys this year, knowing you were the only team from Philly in the NCAA tournament?
Could you repeat that again?
Second year in a row, there has only been one team from Philadelphia to make the NCAA tournament. Do you feel like you guys had a little more pressure going into this game today?
I think that piece of pressure, I think it just goes to show. We talk about Philadelphia and Philadelphia basketball, and these teams in Philadelphia, we root each other on, and I think we felt the support from everybody else. So I don't think the pressure is. I think we did what we need to do to get here, and that is an accomplishment in itself. So for us, it was just stepping up, and we said we warmed up out on the floor. We did our warm-up, and I said, what was different about this warm-up than our last one? They're like, nothing. I go, that's what it's about. We're not going to put too much pressure on this one game. We're going to show up and we're going to fight, and we're going to make Philly proud. We're going to and I know the other teams and the city's going to be rooting for us. So knowing you have that, I think it takes a little bit of pressure off. And I, go back to, Philadelphia's a great place for basketball. And I think this team just demonstrate the kind of fight Philadelphia basketball has. And we are very proud just to represent the city here in March Madness.
David, we appreciate your questions from afar, and we're going to return to questions from the media assembled here in Austin.
Maria McElwain, Philadelphia Inquirer. So what does this experience do for you as a coach in terms of like culture building and setting a standard and on the recruiting trail?
Well, I said it in there to my team. We talk about afterwards. I thank them because I think they made me a much better coach this year. Just the challenges I had, a little bit different than my first 3 years, or obviously it's my 20th year at Drexel. So just proud of the growth. I've been part of this program and the sustained success we've been able to have. But I think this team, there was a piece. I said to them, "You made me a better coach because you challenged me in ways that we didn't have one all-conference player this year. We did not get recognized, and to find a way to win." And I say that because it's probably my first year. I've been, we've had that experience, and to find a way to win and do that, and really have a team believe in what you're teaching them. We always said I could question some things I was doing, but not doubting what we were about. I think it just reminded me that maybe the grass isn't always greener. It's not like you always have to find that next. You do have to find your next best player. Like recruiting is a big piece of that, but realize your culture, that goes a long way. Hedda Satman is an example, someone who came back this year, 5th year. Aaron Sweeney, people that came back, very end of their careers that didn't play a lot of minutes, and they shined when they needed to. And to me, that's what our program's about. So I'm hoping I can use that for momentum, as I go out in the recruiting trail, talking about what Drexel's about. But it just reminded me that I'm going to stay true to who we are and not really change, because you start thinking about that when things aren't going your way. And I think this team, I said, you just proved to me again that what we do does work, and we're going to continue to evolve with recruiting, with everything that's going on, but continue to stay true to who we are.
Kind of an on-court question to follow up. They obviously had that size advantage. They were kind of dominating on the offensive glass. What was the conversation like at halftime or in breaks about how to maybe kind of break through that a little bit?
Yeah, it's tough because when you play a team that physically, just from a size-wise, really dominates that piece, and you have to try to tell your team you have to embrace this piece, and you can't avoid it. You really have to go into it and finding ways to either, we said, and I saw it actually a couple times right towards the end. I said, if you can't get the ball, just slap it out of bounds so they can't get it. And Hedda Satman slapped it out of bounds and turned over and smiled at me. I said, look, you're still learning. There's only about 4 minutes left in the game, but it's one of those things where you continue to teach different things that like things that you think that might help. But that piece obviously was really hard for us today from a physicality standpoint. Just not having the ability to go right back at him that piece, and that I think that obviously you look at the rebounding difference, that was huge today, and I think I say that to my team, rebounding is what really wins championships, and in this moment we weren't able to sustain that piece, but I think it's something you continue just as a reminder with the growth of our team moving forward, that's something we'll continue to focus on as a group.
We have time for a few more questions for Coach, and we'll take our next one from Kirk Bowles, Austin American-Statesman.
Amy, when you're preparing your scouting report and game plan for Texas, I don't guess you zeroed in on Shaylee Gonzalez with their size at Madison and everything. And is that kind of a luxury for this team?
Yeah, well, that was the one thing I said, well, she's going to shoot, so you have that piece of it. But, I was saying their guards just so tough. When you talk about a player like that and both the Shaylee and Shay, like they play a lot of minutes, so I'm watching their film and saying, hey, you have to be ready to guard these kids for almost 40 minutes, so that's a big piece of it. You're doing that, and then you're trying to contain the inside, and that's, when you play basketball, you have inside-outside game like that. That's part of what makes you successful as a team, and I think they certainly showed that today.
Any other questions for Coach Mallon? If not, Coach, I just want to thank you for joining us today. Congratulations to your team and to you for your strong finish and for your conference championship this year. Best of luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Press conferences is going to be available at the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. And the press conference transcripts are provided by ASAP, and they will also be posted shortly in the hubs. Thank you so much again for joining us.